In this video, we are going to learn about Pythagorean Theorem. What is about Pythagorean Theorem? When or where are we going to use Pythagorean Theorem? This is a right triangle. So how is it related, the Pythagorean to right triangle? And then what is a right triangle? Back in geometry, a right triangle is a triangle that have an angle measures 90 degrees. So where is the 90 degrees? So here in this triangle, if you can see, this side is 90 degrees. So therefore, that triangle is a right triangle. And that is how now the Pythagorean related to right triangle. Why? Because Pythagorean theorem will measures the sides of the triangle. Okay, so about 2,500 years ago, a Greek mathematician named Pythagoras discovered a special relationship between the sides of the right triangles. Pythagoras realized that if you have a right triangle, okay, so and you square the lengths of the two sides, that makes up a right angle, and then add them together. So therefore, the result, okay, you will get the same number you would get by squaring the other side. So from here we have 3 squared plus 4 squared equal to the square of this side, which is this one is the hypotenuse. These two sides here are the legs of two legs of a triangle, which is this one is adjacent to, we have adjacent to 4 and 3. So that is how you will solve for the right triangle using Pythagorean theorem, or Pythagoras we have discovered. So we can see that 3 squared plus 4 squared equal to 5 squared, which gives us 9 plus 16 equal to 25. So therefore from here you can see that the two sides is equal to the hypotenuse side, which is equal to 25. Okay, as you can see in this one, we have the sides of a triangle have 6, 8, and 10. Again, you are going to add the two legs, which is the leg here, which is the 6, and then the 8 must be equal to the other side, which is 36 plus 64 must be equal to 100. So is it true? Is it a right triangle? So it is proved that this one is a right triangle. The two sides which come together in a right angle are called, we have the leg. So here are the two legs of the triangle, which we called sometimes as A, or denoted with a variable of A and B. And the other side, which is the across of the 90 degrees, we call that one as hypotenuse. As what I've said, it is the longest side of the triangle. So the length of the hypotenuse is usually labeled as C. So we have A, B, and C. So to find the hypotenuse, you will have A squared plus B squared equal to C squared. So the relationship Pythagoras now discovered is now called the Pythagorean theorem. That is how we will apply now the Pythagorean theorem. It says, given the right triangle with the legs A and B and C, or the hypotenuse C, then it is now A squared plus B squared equal to C squared. Suppose you drive directly west for 48 miles. Okay, so here, when a driver drives 48 miles to west, and then after that turns south and drive for 36 miles. The question is, how far are you from where you started? So you drive from west going to south, but we will try to measure how far is this point to that point. So how far Okay, we'll just try to move this one. How far this point from this point? So we are going to apply now the Pythagorean theorem, which is this one is 90 degrees, and then across with that one is the hypotenuse, okay? So which is this one now is our hypotenuse. So we can use now Pythagorean theorem, which is equal to 48 squared plus 36 squared equal to c squared. So 48 times 48 plus 36 times 36 equal to the length of c. Okay, so what is now the equation, or what is the answers for the two sides? So therefore, we will get now as 48 squared plus 36 squared equal to 2,304 plus 1,900 and 1,296 equal to 3,600, and then you square that one. So we get now 3,600 or 3,600 c squared, and then you square that one. So therefore the length now is equals to 60, or square root of 3,600 is equals to 60. So that is the distance from this point, okay, from this point going to this point. That is the length now of this side. So from here, find the length of a diagonal of the rectangle. So where is the diagonal part there? So therefore we are looking for this length. Okay, so we have 15 inches and then 8 inches, which is the measurement of the rectangle is length times width. But here we will try to find now this length. So therefore if it is rectangle, so these two sides are equal. This side and this side is equal. So we can get now as b is equals to 8, a is equals to 15, and then we are looking for the length c. So therefore you have 15 squared plus a squared equals to c squared. So 15 times a, therefore we will have now as 225 plus 64 equals c squared. And then we can get now as c squared equals to 289. So what is the square root of 289? Will give you 17. So therefore the length now of A is 15, B is 8, therefore the C is equals to 17. So the same as here, right? Because both of them are equal, so therefore the length is equals to 17. Now, practice using Pythagorean theorem to solve these right triangles. Oh no, I already put the 1 there. So therefore we have 5, 12, and 13. Okay, next. We'll try. How about this one? How will we solve for B? All we know that we are going to solve C is equals to C squared, right? We are going to solve for C. We will get now as C squared equals to A squared plus B squared. What about if we are looking for B? What will be our formula? How will we solve now for that equation? So here you can create the equation now as B squared equal to C squared minus A squared, because you're going to move the value of A on the other side, which means that B squared now equals to C squared minus A squared. But if you're going to solve for A equal to the same, you move B on the other side, so therefore you will have now C squared minus B squared. So what is the answer now? What is the result for that? So we will get now as looking for the B there, so therefore 10 squared plus B squared equals 26 squared. And then after that, you will move only the 100 on the other side, so 576. What is square root of 576? So simplify that one, so you will get 24. So therefore, the answer for that length is equal to 24. from here, there already appeared that one, it's 9. So how will we get here? The same process, right? The same process. What you're going to do is, okay, so you will have now as b squared equal to, which is this one is b, this one is, let's say this one is a, and therefore this one is c. Your formula gives you as Pythagorean c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. To solve for that length, or to solve for this length here, what did you do is, you're going to make now as b squared equal to 15 squared minus 12 squared. Okay? So therefore, b squared now, b squared is equals to, how much is 15 times 15? 15 times 15, we get 200, okay, 225, minus 12 squared, which is 12 times 12, we get 144. So therefore, we will have now b squared is equal to 81. So square root of, so b now equals to square root of 81, which gives us b equal to 9. Okay? So when you're going to solve for a triangle, always remember this 3, or this original we have equation, or the main equation for Pythagorean theorem. And then you can create now an equation of a squared equal to c squared minus b squared. If you are going to solve for b, you will have now c squared minus a squared. Okay? So that is how Pythagoras help us, or help mathematics to solve triangles, or to solve the legs of a triangle. How you will practice this one? Try to solve some of the problems. There are a lot of problems related to Pythagorean theorem. So practice makes perfect. Or if you're going to practice it every time, you will be familiarized. Okay, you will be familiarized with all the methods that you're going to use. So that's all. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.